Got me screaming. I popped another. Got me screaming. I popped another. Yeah, I'm too legit. Probably make you quit. Nickel might blitz. QB getting hit. I'm out here giving fits. Defense held a lit. Gunslinger, dead eye. Boy, I never miss. What you wanna bet?
What up, ladies and gentlemen? We are live on the Madden Underground Podcast. It's your boy, Brian James, and I'm back with my guys, Philly Guy, Snipes, and none other than the man himself, B-Guard. What's good, fellas?
What's good?
How you doing, man? Y'all good?
Well, look, I was good, but I'm hating on you a little bit because you had the nerve to take a vacation.
Oh, yeah, I had to.
What's up with that?
I had to,
like,
bro.
But you taking on Madden Underground time and funds. Like, where's our retreat? Like, where's our vacation? You know what I'm saying?
Wait, B-Guard went to Seattle. Snipes went on a vacation. He went on a little day spa thing, a little situation he had with the wife.
Yes, indeed.
B-Guard was in Seattle. Nobody had a problem with him out there looking at the ocean and the bay. You know what I mean? You're usually out of the country by now, and me. Yeah, I went to Vegas. Yeah. We didn't even fly to Vegas. We drove to Vegas. So, you know, it is what it is. But shout out to everybody that's here, man. I'm glad y'all made it back from wherever you guys were doing. You know, I was chilling in Vegas. I was on the slot machines, losing money, and at the tables losing money.
Story, boy.
Yeah,
that was a funny story, man.
Yeah, so I'll tell you about that later, Philly. I actually won some money. The slot machine told me to go get a attendant to bring me, you know, so I can get the money out of the machine or whatever, because there was some kind of issue where I couldn't get the ticket. And then in the midst of waiting, someone hits the button and spins the machine again.
Says someone.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna say who, but Philly, I'm sure you know.
Somebody you know?
Yeah.
I do know they shall remain nameless. I'm just more concerned that you've moved on to the slot machines, because last time we was there, that wasn't your game of choice.
No, it was roulette table. I was stuck on the roulette table.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So we went from roulette to the slot machines. So
definitely,
it is what it is, man.
Definitely, man.
It is what it is. But yeah, I know what you talk about.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. Did you have to split? Did you have to split the money, or how did that go?
There was nothing to split. I lost it all. There was nothing to split in Vegas. I lost it all, man. So that was my Vegas trip. We just lost a lot of money, spent a lot of money. A lot of news today. Big news today with Richard Sherman. I was expecting him to be signed sometime this week because, you know, training camp opens up. It's gonna be a big deal. But somehow he found himself in jail. Unfortunately, it's a sad event. Everybody's saying they said that he had friends coming out to intervene and do somewhat of an intervention with him because he had been going through some personal issues as of late. He was part of a hit and run incident where I guess he hit a center divider or something like that, and then he went on to his in-laws' house and caused a ruckus that turned into a domestic dispute. No one was hurt, no one was injured outside of Richard Sherman when the police released a K-9 on him. So this is
that's not what they said. That's not what they said. That is okay, not what they said. They didn't release the K-9. Remember, they said the K-9 unit was involved.
Yeah. Well,
so you just have to read between the lines on that.
I'm just assuming if the K-9 was involved and he sustained slight or minor injuries, there was a K-9 attacking him at some point in time. So
I mean, that's all you got. That's all you got to do is say you got a K-9 unit. I'm coming right out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't want any dog bites on me. I'm cool on the dog bites.
No question. I'm done. Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, like, all right, cool. You know what? It's escalated. Okay, like we've gone too far.
So, man, like I wish Richard Sherman the best. I hope he gets his affairs in order and he's able to bounce back from this and get his things together and become a better player, man. So, I'm not gonna harp on this situation too much longer. It's kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, I'm not sure we're gonna see him in the league. I think he's done.
Yeah, he might be done. I don't think a lot of people are gonna.
Like if you're talented, you could get through it.
Yeah.
If you're old, you might not.
Yeah, and last year he had a 72% completion rating as a corner, and that's not the best.
That's not getting it done.
Yeah,
not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, so like I said, I wish Richard Sherman the best. In other news, which since we're talking about corners, Xavier Howard, is he wants out of Miami. They refused to pay him the money that he wants, so now he wants out. After he just signed a big contract, a huge contract a few years ago, but I guess he wants a bigger contract because he feels he's outplayed that contract. So I don't know how you guys feel about his performance. I think he's a top 5 DB in the league. His fundamentals are phenomenal. His technique is precise. He's a player that I think anybody would love to have on their team, and a lot of teams are interested in trading for him. So how do you guys feel about it?
Well, look, I think he should go. I think he needs to leave, unless he's coming to New York. I mean, get him the hell out of the division. He's talented, no doubt about it. So I'm not crying. If he leaves, he can go. He can bounce. But, if he ends up in New York, I'm going to be happy about it. But, the man is no different than anybody else that we've heard about in the past couple years, playing on these rookie contracts, performing admirably, phenomenally, making Pro Bowls, just being the best of their position. They deserve more money than what they're getting. So I don't know if this is, between them and the agent, if he didn't, have any clauses and incentive clauses. I don't know the details of his contract, but I do know that he's definitely worth every penny. And we know that cornerbacks are at a premium, an all-time high. You just talked about Richard Sherman, 72% completion. He was giving up. I mean, that's ridiculous. And Xavier is not going to do that, and he's young. So, yeah, pay the man.
So he is a unrestricted free agent in 2025. He actually signed an extension not too long ago. So the problem is I think he's only 2 years into his new deal, and he already wants a new deal. That's not usually how teams operate.
No.
Why would we give you a new deal when you're not going to be a free agent for another 3-4 years? Exactly. So I think this ends one way. I think it ends with him getting traded. I think they could get a good amount. I mean, Jalen Ramsey, I think he went for 2 first-round picks?
Yes.
Back in 2019. I think that's going to be the starting point for if you're the Dolphins. We want 2 first-round picks. This guy has been a top 5 corner in the league since he's came into the league. He's only 28 years old. He's still got a lot of time, a lot left on his prime. So I think the asking price is 2 first-round picks, and that's just going to add to the embarrassment of riches that the Dolphins have with draft capital. And who knows? Who knows what they can use those picks on? Maybe they use it for another quarterback if they feel Tua isn't the guy. And from everything I've seen of Tua, I'm not convinced yet. So it remains to be seen, but I think it eventually ends in divorce. I mean, you already have another really good corner in Byron Jones on the other side of the field. And I've always had a rule about 2 corners, having 2 elite corners. One always gets exposed because you got to throw to the one. You always got to throw to one of them.
Yes.
It's not like you can avoid throwing to them. I call it the Antonio Cromartie effect, where if he's your first corner, okay, you might not throw to him. But if you pair him up with Darrelle Revis, all of a sudden he don't look as elite. So who knows? I think he does end up getting traded out of Miami.
Okay, so real quick, because I got to ask you this question because you mentioned it. Okay, I wasn't even thinking about it. So it's okay for a team to ask players to restructure their contracts, but it's not okay for players to ask teams to restructure their contracts?
There's a difference between asking to restructure and asking for a brand new deal. I'm all for getting the money. I'm all for the players getting the money. But I'm also realistic. I don't think the Dolphins are going to do that. They're going to go to him dude, you just signed a 5-year deal 2 years ago. Why would we even think about restructuring? If that's the thing. And then if the next phase is, okay, please trade me somewhere that will give me an extension, that's probably what the likely outcome is going to be. I don't see Miami caving and saying, yeah, okay, we'll totally throw out this new deal. We're going to give you an extra, let's say, $7 million a year. I don't see that happening. I would love for it to happen for Xavier Howard. I just don't see it happening.
True indeed. What about you, Snipes? How you feel about it?
he's gonna be gone. You know, when you take a look at the tweet that he put out there, you know, it was cryptic. You know what I mean? But I mean, you could kind of read between the lines of the tweet. I don't know if you got the tweet, B. But actually, let me see. Oh yeah, I got my Twitter up here actually right now.
Okay.
So he put out there, he basically said they won't realize how big a part you play until you're not there to play it no more. And he said no, and then Mo, M-O.
Hey, more money.
He also has
More money.
He said no Mo. All right.
He also got a kind of a little bit of a cryptic Instagram post. You don't take a chance, you ain't got a chance. You making a plan to lose.
I like those little breadcrumbs.
Yeah, I mean, listen, those little breadcrumbs, man. But you know, there's a lot of you know, what you could call glass half full Dolphins fans that'll look at it and say, there's nothing to that tweet. Oh yeah, there is.
Definitely.
There's a ton to those tweets.
Definitely.
So I mean, my you know, he's definitely, you know, to me, you know, top 4 corner in the league for the past few years, and still young as all heck. He's gone. There's no doubt about it. He's gone.
At very worst, you're gonna get some draft picks for him and some really, really good draft picks.
You have to ask you have to ask for 2 first rounders. You have to.
At very least. Like Jalen Ramsey
you got 3 years left on a deal. You have to ask for, at the very minimum, 2 first-round draft picks. You got to get that.
If Jamal Adams can go for 2 first-round draft picks,
exactly.
So can Xavier Howard. I know they play different positions, but if you're telling me who I'd rather have at this point, because I think I'd rather have Howard because I've seen him be more excellent.
And he's younger.
He does than Jamal Adams. He's younger. I don't know if he is. Is he? I don't think he is younger.
He's not younger. He's not younger than Ramsey.
They've got to be around the same. I thought
Ramsey was 29.
No,
Ramsey was 28 years old.
Yeah, they're young.
20 what?
I think Ramsey's like 26, 27.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's Howard's older than Ramsey. He's been in the league.
He's a year older.
Yeah, about a year older. Okay. Yeah. So
Ramsey's 26.
Yeah, 26. So that's why I figured he's around 26. So Howard has to be around 28, 29. But
I'll say this before you go, be real quick. One of the reasons why I would pick Howard, I kind of look at like, you know, if you had to pick between Ramsey and Howard, you got to look at the quarterbacks that he's played against. You know what I mean? Howard has played Tom Brady twice.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just talking about Tom Brady. I'm not even talking about everybody else, but Tom Brady twice. Jalen Ramsey realistically in the you know, in the NFC West, who has he really played?
Well, I'm gonna say this in Jalen Ramsey's defense. He got Russell Wilson. He has Russell Wilson twice. He's played Jared Goff, Kyler Murray, and then on top of that, he's facing off with D-Hop, DK Metcalf.
That was last year. Okay, last year.
D-Hop, Metcalf, and he was pretty successful against those guys. Maybe not as much as against D-Hop, but
I think he ate DK Metcalf's lunch.
He dominated DK. DK had nothing for Jalen Ramsey, and I think it's because he's a bigger receiver, and bigger DBs normally have a easier time with bigger receivers because they're not as quick and their footwork isn't as good as the smaller ones. But I think they're both phenomenal corners, and I'm eager to see what happens with Howard. I hope he comes to the Titans. I'm just gonna put that out there to the universe.
Y'all even have the draft capital for that?
No, we don't. We have nothing to even offer. But I just hope somehow he just wants to come home, or maybe he knows family there. Though.
But they'll do a straight trade for Derrick Henry.
Okay. Well, no, I'm not with that. I was. That sounds no. Okay, so I got. We gonna go on to the next topic because Snipe's talking crazy now. Marcus May
caught you slipping it.
Yeah, he almost called me slipping. Okay, so Marcus May has denied his extension. Philly, what do? You already lost Adams. The Jets have already lost Adams. You're losing. You lost your D-line. Every player, high caliber player that the Jets have, they end up losing. Marcus May had a great season last year. He's probably the best player on their defense right now. and they're in the midst of losing him. He said he's not going to sign a long-term extension. He refused to sign a long-term extension. Do you trade him now and try to get some value for him, or do you try to make something happen?
Well, I mean, I think it's actually really a little bit of both, because the issues with Marcus have been a very, very long time. Obviously, he is worth the money, but he's a little bit older. He's a little bit older. I think he's like 28. He's either 28, 29. So I don't know the details of what he's asking for. You know, it's been cryptic. Like 1 minute, oh no, we're not, and then next minute, oh yeah, let's talk about it. But if I'm being fair with this, if I'm just being fair with it, if I'm being a businessman, if I got my B-guard hat on, I'm saying, you know what? The rest of my secondary is super young. Move them. And the only reason why, like I said, why I say that is because Marcus May single-handedly is not going to be covering a lot of the receivers. Yeah, he may be able to, to blitz, and he is better in coverage than Jamal, but he's not going to be matched up with any of the receivers that are on the Jets schedule. So if you're going to start over, you might as well start over. And they do have young corners, and they do have young safeties with not a lot of experience. Definitely not their strong point. But you don't need that going on back and forth in your secondary. They're trying to learn a new scheme. So he said he doesn't want a long-term deal. To me, you got to trade him.
Okay.
You got to. But I don't know what B-Guard would say, because, B-Guard is definitely going to say something that I don't agree with. So go ahead, man.
I was going to say, no, like, if he's not going to sign the extension, trade him. Like, this is pretty easy for me. Like, okay, you don't want to be here. I want you here. Like, let's be real with the Jets. They're trying to build something up from the ground up. Got a new quarterback, got a new head coach. You're not expected to do. Yeah, you're not expected to do a ton this year. Like, you're probably gonna realistically be something 2 to 3 years from now, if everything stays the course. So I would just get a younger guy, develop him up. I mean, I'm big on Robert Saleh. I'm big on him. I mean, and to be fair, like, those San Francisco defenses were built on a pass rush. The front seven was the core to that defense in San Francisco. So I'm not saying that safety isn't important, but it's not like, oh, we're losing Marcus May, like we're in trouble. Like, it's like Marcus May don't move the needle for me like that. So I think it's obvious. You trade him.
And I see
trade him to somebody who'll take him, give him the extension or whatever.
We got John Goins in the chat saying Jets have no way of being good. So either way, it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Well,
I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that. How do you even get that?
Man, the Browns made the playoffs for the first time in my lifetime. It feels like everybody got a chance to be good.
Everybody has an opportunity. To be good. I was gonna go to kind of what B-Guard has stated when he's talking about Robert Saleh, and the type of coach that he is. You never know. He may, once they get onto the field, he might be a guy that might turn this guy around. They may try that and see what happens. He might turn this guy around and say, like, everything might be all right. Maybe I will try to sign an extension. Maybe I will go talk to the front office and because I like this guy, because he's a likable guy and he's an incredible coach.
Coach.
Yeah, but again, the fact that he brought it up, B-Guard brought it up, where he said that San Fran, the core of their defense was the D-line. So if you can get pieces to get the Jets D-line intact and and get them working the way they should, then trade them. If you can get the pieces to do it, then this is the time. Strike while the iron's hot right now and trade them. You know what I mean? That's my opinion on it for sure.
Well, like you said, like the Niners also knew what they wanted to do. Like, how many first round picks did they just spend on that defensive line?
Yeah.
Like, I think there was like 3 or 4 at least in there.
Yeah.
They ended up trading one of them, but
Mm-hmm.
like that's a lot of draft capital to be using on the D line, and it obviously got them to a Super Bowl. And everybody thinks they're good outside of the quarterback position. That's the only question mark for them. So with the Jets, you have your quarterback, maybe, and then if you can just build that front seven and that D line, like, who knows with the Jets? Like, that division isn't going to be ran by the Bills forever.
No.
It's not going to have the dominating reign of terror type of run that the Patriots had for the last 20 years. That's not going to happen again. I really don't feel that's ever going to happen again.
I don't think in that division that's going to happen. I think that division is going to be a seesaw battle in the future. I mean, I'm gonna still give it to, like, if you talk about this season and the next season, I'll give it to the Bills right now. But
then when you have to pay Josh Allen,
right?
That's when everything changes.
That's when everything's gonna change.
And
exactly.
I think the NFL is gonna start moving in the direction of the NBA. Is when those contracts come up, it's time to let those players go. If they produce prior to those contracts. Maybe not quarterback, but I mean, like, in the sense of these cornerbacks, these DBs, like, they're expendable.
You see that happen all the time.
Yeah, these guys are expendable, and I get they're talented and they want to feel like their value is more. But I think every position outside of the quarterback position is somewhat expendable, and that's just really how it is. And
even with like a guy who we don't really think is that good, Kirk Cousins, like, Washington franchise tagged him like 3 straight years. Yeah. Because they were like, okay, we don't think we can win with him, but we don't really got a better option.
Yeah.
So if you have a quarterback,
second thing that you said, that's why they did that, because
you don't have
there was
no
other options out there.
Yeah. So, like, the quarterback's the only position that if you have it, that's a good 10, 15 years that you are set if you got a good quarterback.
And I get in it. I see everybody talking about the Jets are running back away, or they need a running back. The Jets have Tevin Coleman, and the Bills signed Breida. So that's going to be an interesting division to watch with the run game, because those are 2 extremely fast.
Breida stay healthy?
If he can stay healthy, I think with him and Singletary back there, I think that's a good change of pace right there in the backfield. And then I know the Jets have Scott and Coleman, right? So those two backs are. That's a good change of pace in the backfield in regards to the Jets and the Bills. You know, they both have a two running back system. They decide to go that approach or go that route. I think they could be somewhat effective if the O-line holds up for both teams. You know, so I think, you know, because I know the 49ers, their running game was extremely effective, and it helped Garoppolo a lot. And if the Saleh's coming over there thinking he can implement that same scheme or something similar to take the pressure off the quarterback, they have the backfield, and they drafted the lineman to do it. I think they'll be okay.
If they have to do that for Zach Wilson, then Zach Wilson isn't the guy.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
what do you mean?
I understand. Like, if the run is working, you keep doing it. But I go back to Jimmy Garoppolo. Even when the run is working, I ain't never seen a quarterback only throw 8 times in the NFC title game.
Well,
like, that tells me a lot more about your quarterback.
You must didn't see Trent Dilfer win the Super Bowl for the Ravens then.
Trent Dilfer wasn't throwing 8 passes a game.
He threw about 5, maybe.
No, there was a lot more.
He didn't throw a lot at all. I was bear witness to that.
He wasn't Jimmy Garoppolo, where it looked like they were scared to death of him losing the game for him.
Jamal Lewis, like, and that
he
that
threw
run
a little
they
bit
had
in that
was
Minnesota
crazy.
game, and they were like, no more of that.
You know what? When you talk about Trent Dilfer, you remember what Ray Lewis said to him, and the entire defense. They said,
"Don't throw the game
give
away.
us 10 points. Just give us 10 points.
That's all you need.
Give us 10 points, and we'll take care of the rest." That's what they said.
You know what? And we're gonna look at Trent Dilfer's game log. I guarantee he threw more than 8 times in all those playoff games.
I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't, because Jamal Lewis was back there running. Like, I don't know. Jamal Lewis was what 6'1", 230, running 4.3, 4.4.
Another Madden god back there.
Hey, a Madden man. Then they had at one point at time they had him and Priest Holmes. You know, so it was like,
oh my gosh,
that was crazy. That was crazy. While B Guard is looking up those statistics, we're gonna go into our next segment.
Are you good?
The latest news in the Madden community. I guess this will be this week's hot take, a community hot take. We talked about this a few times prior to them releasing this information, but Madden League Ops announces the MCS PSA. All qualifiers and finals for the MCS season will be played on Gen 5 consoles. Stay tuned for MCS season announcements coming in early August. So I know a lot of people were upset, were shocked by the news of the Gen 5 consoles being
why?
the competitive console that will be used this year.
Okay, got him.
You got
He
the
never
stats.
threw less than 14 passes in the playoff game.
14. Okay. 14.
Okay.
14. Okay.
And he threw 25 in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Even though I really don't feel like he had to do that.
He didn't.
He could
was
have
showing
thrown
up.
two. He would have been fine.
He was showing up. But back to these MCS news, man. We got, like I said, the Madden League Ops announced the Madden qualifiers will be on Gen 5. That is PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series S and X. How do you guys feel about that? I'm gonna start with you, Philly.
Well, as the 13th place finisher in the beta for Madden 22 on the next gen console. That's right, B-Guard. Look away. Playing exclusively with the New York Jets in the outside zone scheme they will be implementing. You know what? I think, Brian, you had talked about this in a previous podcast. You kind of predicted this was going to happen because the writing was on the wall. You read in between the lines. It really wasn't that complicated, I think, for people, that were paying attention. I'm not saying, that you're not smart. I'm just saying, like, you were looking at what was in front of you. And you were looking at all the elements, and you were looking at all the marketing and the advertising and everything else that you do when you number crunch. And it's like, look, it's going to be on next gen. How can it not be on next gen? And for the people that held out hope that it was going to be on a current gen console, I think I agree with this one tweet that you shared with me. Dude was like, bro, you had a whole year to get ready.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that in a
So
minute.
I don't feel for anybody that is complaining. I don't care if they competed in the current gen championship series and challenges and stuff like that. Like, look, this is America. Everybody had a chance at these consoles. You got one. You didn't. So, I mean, I'm sorry. I can't even respond to that. It's great news for everybody that's got a next gen console. And if you didn't get one and you thought that it was going to be on current gen, well, you asked out. You asked out.
Like, it just goes to logic, really. It's like, what is EA gonna want to show off more? The shiny new toy that they've been working on, or the old tired product? That one's easy to me. Like, of course it was gonna be on next gen. Like I said on previous podcasts, I think the only reason that they wouldn't do it is that the console shortage, and that didn't even stop them. They're like, nope, we're gonna go.
No,
It's gonna be business as usual. And like you said, like, I ordered mine the minute I could, and I understand there's the bot problem and all that, but I still managed to get one.
We dealt with it today.
Yeah, you can order an Xbox today. It's PlayStations that are ones that I see that are.
Yeah, we dealt with the bots with PlayStation today. Me and Brian.
Yeah,
we dealt with it today.
Yeah.
It's just they should have seen this coming from a mile away. Like, it's as simple as that. Like, 2K is going to be on next gen. Everything's going to be on next gen. Like, they're going to start phasing out PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. They're going to start phasing those out. Like, pretty soon they're not even going to make games for them. So I don't see why they're like there's a couple people who are in my mentions like, well, what about the people who couldn't afford it? You weren't saying this 5-6 years ago when the Xbox One and PS4 came out. You knew damn well that the plan was going to be on that console. Like, it's easy. It's just easy for me to, like, there's just no other reason to not have it on next gen. I get, like, the consoles might be quote unquote scarce and not affordable right now, but you had a year to prepare for it.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I'm gonna say here,
I know
and B knows this already.
Yeah.
I was the first person here. I told everybody,
Get your money.
Exactly.
Get your money.
Get the dang console. We've been telling people on numerous occasions, listen, if you can't get the console and you're gonna have to get aggressive, maybe you have to spend an extra $150 to do it. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I mean, and another thing too is like
knock over old lady, man. Like
you don't have to go crazy with it. You give yourself, give yourself a limit. The prime example, PlayStation 5s. Obviously, those are the hot commodities. Those are the ones right there that nobody could get a hand on. But guess what? If you go on OfferUp right now, there's a ton out there for sale. A ton of them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the question is, are you going to be aggressive enough to go get it? Now, I told Brian, I've told numerous people that companies like Best Buy, they've already stated they will not have these consoles in store for the entire rest of the year. Not in store at all. They will only be online, so you're going to have to deal with these bots every single day.
Every day, man.
So at the end of the day, the guys, the PlayStation guys that want to be a part of MCS, they're gonna do everything in their power eventually to be a part of MCS. So guess what?
The guys who really want it are gonna get it.
Yeah,
they're gonna go and get it. And realistically, most of the MCS guys, I won't even trip on them really. They got the bread to do it. They just want to cherry pick a little bit. I understand that. You know what I'm saying? But one of the primary reasons I think that people are uptight about it is because how next gen plays.
Yeah. That's the main thing. Is
probably the main thing.
That is
it ain't about the consoles. They could talk about the consoles. It's about how next gen plays. You can't cover an entire field anymore with a linebacker. You can't playmaker with a running back. Cut on a dime and go 60 yards off a 2-yard pass. You really can't do that stuff now. So at the end of the day, that's pretty much what it is. I mean, this was told to everybody. You know what I mean? And I'll still to this day still tell everybody, listen, and B, you've been saying it too. If you're gonna be if you want the console, get aggressive and go get the console. That's it. That way you don't got to worry about it anymore. That's it.
That's the main thing too. Is like, and when we say aggressive, we don't mean go up and beat somebody up and take their console.
No, we're not saying that. No, absolutely.
I'm saying that.
I'm saying that. But
get that B guard disclaimer flashing across the screen.
B guard.
Sometimes you gotta knock an old lady over to get what you want in life.
Nah.
That's Utah.
He lives in Utah. Whatever they do in Utah, they do not abide by the rest of what America abides by. But
I've seen plenty of videos that weren't from Utah.
What I will say is this: if you have the money, go get the console. Don't wait, because what happens is the closer it gets to the release of the game, the more everybody is gonna run and get it. And the thing about it too is there's a learning curve. I'm not gonna say a learning curve, but there's an adjustment phase from current gen to next gen. And you don't want to be the guy that's complaining the whole time you're learning, because everybody else has already went through that phase. They it's different, it feels different, it's a little sluggish, it's this, that, and the third. And we've already went through that phase and we've adapted. We're used to it by now. Now you're behind because you have to learn how to move with the players. You have to learn what routes work. You have to learn that, this guy doesn't run the route the same way the other guy runs it, although he's faster. It's a totally different game. So the learning curve is a bit more intense and in depth. So you may want to do your homework, watch YouTube videos, get familiar with it, watch Twitch, play if you have next gen. And you haven't been playing it because you're waiting for the new Madden, play the next gen version of the game, because it's not that much different. It's different because it's a more polished version of that game, in my opinion. Yeah. So it's it's a more polished version of that game. But what I will say is get out there, get you a console, be aggressive about it. Don't wait. If you see one go on sale, don't say, "Oh, I get it when I get off work," because it won't be there. Like these things aren't there. If you hear about somebody having a console for sale, buy it from them, because you know what? If you decide you don't want it, you can sell that same console and make a profit off of it. You know, or you can buy one. If you find one at a regular price, buy it, sell it, double the price, and then keep the money, and then you can have your money back, and then sell it, and then get your own. You know, so do the old gen players go to hell? No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying what it is that according to EA, yeah.
I mean, according to EA, yeah. According to EA, yeah, that's it. Yeah,
and let me tell you the crazy part about it. On OfferUp right now, you can put your current Xbox on there for sale at between $200 and $250. I would say $200, right? With that $200 you get from selling your current Xbox on OfferUp, you can just pay the difference and go get the new one. Like, and cats are really buying the current gen Xboxes because they are way more expensive in the stores. If you go to the store, you're gonna pay $300 something for a current gen Xbox.
Xbox One X right now at GameStop used.
Your current
$389. Yes. So is a PS4 Pro.
Yeah,
it's $389 right now, and they're selling like hotcakes.
So in regards to that, I see people asking, will there be a current gen league? No, not for us. We're doing strictly next gen for this year, upcoming year, and we probably won't have as many leagues as we normally have because we're only doing next gen. So this is what we're looking for. We're encouraging everybody to go out and get a next gen console if you haven't done so already. Most people have. If you haven't, I know a few people if you're on Xbox, holler at me. I know where you can get them at. If you're on PS5, I know where you can get them at, but they are a bit more expensive for the PS5 guys, or the PlayStation guys.
Guys, just look at it like this. Just like Brian said,
you're gonna have to get it eventually anyway.
If you have your old console, you sell your own console. Get whatever money you're gonna get for that old console. Hold on to it, right? And then let's say you gotta pay $700. That's the going price right now for P5, $700. That's about the going price right now. So you take, even if it's $125 that you get for your old console, right? So now you're paying $625. Let's realistically think about this. If you went and bought a PlayStation at the store, you pay $499.99 plus tax. It's gonna be like $550 something.
$555 exactly, bro.
So realistically, you're spending maybe $60 more. That's it.
But
get aggressive.
And for the Xbox guys,
knock the lady over, man. Knock her over. Knock her ass over. Get her out of the way.
For Xbox guys, though, I will say this. Like I said, OfferUp, hit up OfferUp, and if you got your current gen console, put it up for sale. Get your money. Somebody's gonna buy it.
Somebody gonna buy it.
I say put it up for $200. Somebody hit you up, and they probably try to lowball you for $190, $180. Sell it, and then pay the difference.
I sold my old series 1S. I sold mine 2 days ago, and I got for that and 2 controllers. I got $250 for it.
No, yeah, that's what they go for. That's what you give them. That's the base rate for a Series S.
Yeah.
If you got the X or whatever, the old Xbox. If you got the old Xbox, you probably get that off for $100. I'm talking about the very first one. So even still, you know what I mean? Like the very first Xbox, you can still make bread off of that. You probably get that off for $150. But get out there and try to move them consoles, man. Like if you got it, sell it, because you holding on to it like, oh.
Yeah. And there's no there's no reason for them to hold on to it either. Primarily because of this. When the next gen Madden comes out, and then you see everybody on Twitch, and then you see your boys playing it, and this, that, and the third.
You're not gonna want to play it. You're not gonna want to play.
Are you gonna go out there really and buy a $60 version of current gen Madden? You really gonna go do that? What sense would that make to do that? You may as well just go ahead and sell your console. Hold that bread, like B said. Hold that bread, and take that bread and go get aggressive with it, and get a new console.
Yeah, that's and like Ford is saying, I sell and upgrade every time. It's dumb not to. Yeah, it's literally when you can actually go, like right now, because we were in the pandemic, and on top of that, some certain parts are missing or aren't in mass manufacture right now. They're not massively manufacturing certain parts right now. So are mass producing certain parts right now, I should say. So now is the best time to go out and sell your Xbox, because certain consoles are costing more because of the lack of parts. They're missing parts. They don't have certain pieces or certain chips for certain consoles, so they're upcharging a lot of things. Like if you go to Walmart right now, everybody's saying, "Oh, they can't find a PS5." They got the PS5 on Walmart.com for $799 and $800. Nobody wants to pay that price. I get it, but is it a worthy investment if you're gonna be participating and playing on it all year long anyway? That's up to you. You know, I don't know what people's financial situations are. I'm just the type person, if I want something bad enough, I'll hustle to get it. And if you don't want it bad enough, then if you're not gonna hustle to get what it is that you want or what it is that you need, then you don't really want it, you know. So that's just my personal opinion. And like you said, he sold his Xbox X for $200 and got a Series S for $300. You paid $100.
$100.
Paid $100 for a new console. You upgraded for $100. That's what I'm telling everybody to do. That's what I'm recommending that everyone does. Because the Series S, let me tell you this. Everybody's like, I want the X. What do you want the X for? Tell me that. And then when they say, oh, because it's better. You only play Madden, bro. You and your girl on your back when you playing that anyway too. So you can't even play it the way you want to play it. So so get the S. It's cheaper. It does the same thing the X do outside of the memory situation, and if you and half the time talking about 4K and everybody get to the 4K details of it, half of you guys don't even know, can't even tell the difference in 1080p and 4K. So it don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter. And it's like and Snipes is talking about the chip, the memory cards you can get. They have cloud. They're gonna have a cloud memory coming soon too.
They're gonna have cloud memory coming out.
So like
cloud memory coming out.
I'm like, hey, you. I'm just telling you, hey, no, for real, Woody, you gotta. Some cats ain't got it in them. They ain't, you gotta hustle to get what you want sometimes. So I'm just giving you guys a little bit of game on that, man. It's just like, it's not really. You don't have to get the Series X. You don't have to get you can get the digital version and be fine. If you don't want to go out there and hustle, get the digital version. It's $299. You can sell your current Xbox for $200. You're only paying $100 for the difference. So it's like,
look,
why not?
Look. Newsweek dropped an article 10 hours ago. Newsweek saying everything y'all saying, giving people tips and hints and tricks and everything else like that. I just don't know how much more you guys can say. Y'all have been saying this for so long. And I'm, like I said, I just typed it up. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I just pulled it up. I'm like, Newsweek. It's in Newsweek. Oh, Newsweek is giving you like the rundown on how to get these things. Look, there's no excuses. No excuses.
Some people want reasons to complain, and that's really the brunt of it. Yeah, that's all it is.
Because
they start knocking the old ladies in Utah. Like,
I know Mob can go out and get an Xbox. I know Mob can get an Xbox. He's like, oh, I came at the perfect time. Go get you an Xbox, bro. I know you're capable of doing. You flipping them puppies. I know what you're doing. Get out there and get you an Xbox, because I know them dogs going for like $2,000-$3,000 a pop. You know what I mean? You breeding these dogs. Go get you a puppy with one of them.
Oh yeah, he could get.
Whoa. He didn't pay for that. You giving him free press. He didn't pay for that advertising.
No, I'm giving. If you need some, you looking for the breed dogs, and you got dogs out there, Mob. Hey. You know what I'm saying? Get that Mob.
You got the free dogs now?
6 to 8K.
He said 6 to 8K, man.
Look, I'm saying, bro. Like,
buy me a PlayStation.
You know what I'm saying? You out here I know what you doing over there. You farming them dogs. Go get you an Xbox and quit complaining. Talking about, I came at the right time. Man, man. So Hey, so he over advertised it to in the chat, so make sure you get at him if you're interested in them Frenchies. I'm gonna show you some of the responses that the MCS got. Some of these were a few of my favorite.
These are
Very
hilarious.
entertaining.
And I cut
These
some
are
of these off
hilarious,
because
man.
so Slick Wick TTV _ TTV had this to say. No crossplay. No PC MCS tournaments. All MCS tournaments are on consoles that are sold out or being marked up 1,000%. Madden 22 comes out in a month. He seemed fairly perturbed.
Yep.
So-
He's tight. He's tight. Guess what, B? He gonna buy a console when it drop.
Yeah, he'll buy it.
When it drop, he gonna spend that money on a console.
Yeah, he'll get it. Let's go into another tweet. I find these to be very interesting. This is great. Don't have a next gen console a year later. Cry. It's 2021. Step your game up or sit on the bench. No to participation trophies in gaming. If you need a PS5
right.
or Xbox Series S, hit this man on his inbox. You know, he's saying hit him up. I don't know what his connects are. I don't know what he got going over there.
Hey, look,
Hey,
he help. He trying to help.
It's a community thing. It's a community effort. If you need a console,
He's trying to help.
the guys that got them will tell you where they got them from. Just ask. You know, don't say, hey, don't say I want to buy one from you because they're going to upcharge you. Just ask where you got it from. Say, you know what? I don't have the money to pay your prices. I'm not willing to pay $1,000 for a console, but if you could point me in the direction in which you got yours from.
Right.
Introduce me to the plug.
What's the old school saying they always said? The closed mouth don't get fed.
Closed mouth don't get fed.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and the
open your mouth.
squeaky wheel gets the oil. That's what they always say, right?
That's it.
So, and we got one more. I think this may have been my favorite one of them all. He says, if Matt Marcoux is going to expect any comp players without a next-gen console to get one, when most of them are in the hands of private selling price googers, y'all better start paying.
Gougers.
Oh, gougers. Okay.
Googers. Huh?
Hey, it's kind of blurry on my screen. I don't have glasses up. So, gougers, start paying out like the multi-billion-dollar a year company you are. Okay, so that's just.
I can agree with that. Start paying out more money. I can agree with that.
Okay, so
agree with that.
You know,
All the people that don't have the consoles are mad. People that got the consoles ain't talking like this. They're not.
So
They're not.
it's interesting. I find it very interesting in how a lot of players have it's been mixed reviews. I will say this: those guys that are prime members that you see constantly in MCS, they have been quiet. They have been fairly quiet. I haven't seen Drini make a complaint. I haven't seen Joke make a complaint. I haven't seen Problem say anything. You want to know why?
Matter of fact, you heard Joke say he was moving his talents to PS5.
So you know why though, right? Because PS5 is hard to get and Xboxes aren't. So that means that all the goons are going to be on Xbox. All the goons are going to be on Xbox, and PS5 is going to be, easy cruising. So I have a PS5 and I have an Xbox. I have a couple Xboxes. So, if guys need help finding one, locating them, you can inbox me, DM me on Twitter at UG Madden, or inbox me on Facebook or wherever you may catch me at. But yeah, that's extremely important. I'm encouraging everybody to get them a console. Snipes has been doing so for months now. Philly jumped on board and purchased multiple consoles. B-Guard went out and got his out the gate. We all got our consoles around the same time.
Get the shit out of an old lady to get it too.
Yeah, this dude's ignorant.
Hey, look, I know a guy that the second day that it came out, he went out and he just, he couldn't find one anywhere, and he went and copped it. He went and spent $900, and he copped it.
Yep.
He wanted it. I mean, he had the money to do it. He
to
got
be fair, I ain't paying.
Oh no! I would
No.
not. I would never do. I would not pay no $900. I would not do.
No,
that.
I wouldn't do it.
Absolutely not.
Now I'm gonna tell you what I did. I did purchase my own Xbox for $800, and that was after I sold 5 PS5s. No, I purchased my own PS5 for $800. That was after me selling 5 PS5s. So,
but you got a bundle.
No, I did get a bundle too. But I had you know how many PS5s I had and didn't open and just sold them. So I used that money to purchase my PS5. So the people that purchased the PS5s from me, thank you for purchasing at the price you paid because I was able to get my own PS5. I appreciate you all. Want to give them a shout out. Let's get into
Confessions of a Gouger. Okay.
I'm definitely one of those gougers that guy was talking about. I gouged a few people. And it wasn't anybody I knew, or a complete stranger. So I felt a bit. I was able to sleep at night after gouging those people, or gouchers, whatever you want to call them. Let's talk about the dates that are coming up. Important Madden Underground dates. We have some things to talk about, and especially the Madden Underground Invitational Tournament. We're going to do something a bit different this year, and I'm kind of excited about that. So let's get into it. Here's a few dates to remember. Next week, Thursday at 7/22, the 22nd of July, we'll be having our Madden Underground Town Hall meeting. That's for all the returning league members or people that plan on returning or participating in this year's league events. On the 30th, league registration opens. That's for the guys that, want to play in the Madden Underground leagues. You've heard good things, or you'll hear more information next week. But you've heard good things about our leagues. We pay out on time. We don't hold people money. We don't play around with the cash, so we give that bread right up. You pay, you get in, you play, you win, you get your money right away. We'll be talking, and on the 25th will be the league lottery. You don't come in and just pick whatever team you want. We do things fair around here. The commissioner doesn't get to play with his favorite team every year, although sometimes he does. But but everybody has an opportunity to get the teams they like, and it's done in a fair way. So if the commissioner does get the team that he likes, it's because no one else wanted that team or no one else chose that team at that particular time.
Or he paid up to get him.
Yeah, or he paid
or he grew up with, traded to him. You know what I'm saying? One or the other.
One or the other. So then we have on the 1st of September, we have the Madden Underground Team Reveal podcast. That is when we reveal the results of the lottery to the rest of the world. And you find out who's in your division, the what of what, and then you start game planning for the league. With the patch, they saying that they have a patch that's going to drop later in September for franchise mode. We are not going to start right away. We're going to have an invitational tournament, which we're going to talk about in a second, and then we're going to wait for that patch to drop. And then once the patch drop, the invites will go out. So league invites will be on the 18th, pending the Madden franchise patch. So once that patch drops, then we'll start the league. Invites will go out, and you guys can join, and we'll get things going right away after that. But we do want to talk a little bit more about the Madden Underground Invitational Tournament. This tournament in past years was open to everybody to participate, and this year is going to be a bit different. You will actually have to be either invited or chosen on a team or a crew to participate. So that means that we're going to send out invites to a plethora of leagues, a plethora of Madden crews, and things like that. And someone, whichever team or league representative buys in for your crew, the fee will be $100, but it covers 10 to 12 players. So if you pay $100, you can get 10 to 12 players in. We don't keep any of this money. This money goes directly into the pot, and winner takes all. So that means that if you have a crew, and you guys are tough, you feel tough, $100 gets you in it. If you got 3 members, it's still $100. It's basically you pay $100 and you get in, and then you take all. If you win, you take all the money home. If you don't, then you're out. But definitely an opportunity for leagues to make a name for themselves. It definitely will be commentated on Twitch. We'll have commentary for it. We're gonna promote it and get the viewership up for us, so players can get a name, start building a name for themselves on this next gen console. Snipes is definitely excited about this event because he's already began the recruitment process for the leagues. We have a few leagues that are already shown deep interest in it, and we're gonna get this thing going. So normally the payout is $100 to the winner. This year, it's gonna depend on which team you're on and who is your league. Me, if you represent one of our leagues, I'll just take my $100 back, and then whatever we get, the winner can just have. That's just me. But I'm not gonna speak for everybody else's commissioner. I'll put the money up, and then the money we win, I'll take my money back up that I put in, and then all the rest of the money that's put in to go to the winner. Or if he wants to split it with the team, then he can do that. But definitely, so nobody from Madden Underground have to pay to get in if you've been selected to play. But for the other leagues, you might want to talk to your commissioners and let them know about it. Or if you want to put up the money for your league and hop in and participate and try to take the pot, we'll see what it goes. See what happens, man. But it's definitely going to be interesting. It's going to be competitive. It's going to be something that to get the competitive juices flowing prior to the franchise beginning, because I know everybody's going to be waiting for that patch. So this is something you can do in the meantime while waiting.
Exactly.
So I know Snipes had a little bit he wanted to say about it too.
Yeah, well, basically, I've already, started talking to some of the, we got some, I do a lot of broadcasting for a lot of sim leagues and a couple hardcore leagues as well too. Now I do have 2 sim leagues that already show that they are definitely going to get in. One of them is the Next Level Gaming Madden League. They're a sim league, but I did let them know that this is a hardcore tournament. This is no rules or no holds barred in this tournament. If somebody runs the same play on you, you better learn to stop it. This isn't sim football at all. The other league is Strictly Ballers. They are a hardcore league. They have a lot of great players. One of the players that might end up being in the tournament, because he is one of the best that's in that league, is he actually plays he used to play for the 76ers. Now he went home to Detroit for the NBA 2K league. That's Radiant.
Radiant.
And so he'll probably be in the Madden Invitational as well too. I'm not speaking for him yet. Obviously the commissioners have to talk to them and see if they're okay with getting into it or not. But we know that the tournament typically runs on a Saturday, so it's going to depend upon if he has league games for 2K, more than likely, things like that. But even if he's not in it, they got a lot of ballers that's pretty serious in the game. So the competition is going to be up there. This is going to be, I personally think this is going to be the most competition that Madden, the Invitational Tournament has had in the past years. It's definitely going to be big.
Definitely. And at worst, you'll walk away with $100 to the winner. That's guaranteed to the winner of the tournament. Is $100. But if your league member, if you put up money for your league and things like that, make sure you guys bring your A game. Talk to your commissioner. If you're a commissioner or you got a crew, I know it's a couple crews. I've seen Outlaws posting all in the Madden Underground Facebook. So if you guys want to come represent your crew, drop your bread and get in this tournament, man, and make a name for yourself. What up, Honcho? Honcho was last year's winner too. So shout out to Honcho, man. So he'll definitely probably be one of the guys participating in it this year, just off of that premise alone. And I know Sprint's another guy that was the winner on the PS4 side. So we'll see how you guys do on this next gen console. I want B-Guard to play in it. I'm not sure if he's up to the task.
Who else is commentating?
Well, I don't know. You can commentate and play. Well, that would be kind of
or
weird.
he might be serving time.
I'm just like,
I could go dolo if I need to go dolo.
Have me mic'd up and all that.
Yeah, hey, have you mic'd up your own game? I'm
great
dotting
shot
his life
over the middle
away
against me. Yeah, I don't know what the hell I'm doing on defense. Yeah, first down this guy. Nah.
So definitely, these are the dates again. So like I said, we'll have more details as we get closer to these dates. But next week, we'll have the Madden Underground Town Hall meeting. This is for returning league members next week on the 22nd. You do not want to miss this event because we have a lot of new things that we're going to be unveiling on the league. Things are going to be a bit different. The prize pool is going to be substantially larger, and we want to make sure that everybody is on one accord in that sense, so that they can get their affairs in order, so that they can make the move to join these leagues. Also, like I said, registration to be on the 30th. So make sure you guys get this information. And the following week, we'll start opening up registration. And then on the 25th of August, you know, we'll do the league lottery. And by that time, all the leagues should be filled by that time. And then we'll do the league lottery. And then we'll do the reveal on the 1st. And then following that week, we'll have the invitational tournament. And then maybe, hopefully, if all goes as planned, the patch will be out for the franchise mode, and then we can send those invites out and get things going. But we look forward to having a lot of guys back, getting this thing going, especially on the new console and things like that. And it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun this year. As you can see, as we've been trying to progress and get things better on our end so that we can make things better for you guys on yours. And it should be fun. I want to have a lot more activities, do a lot more tournaments and things like that, so that, you know, players can have more opportunities of winning money, more opportunities of getting their name out there, more opportunities of just bringing awareness to themselves. And I urge everybody. We have this platform. I know we're gonna be interviewing a couple more people. They may not necessarily be live on the podcast, but we're gonna start interviewing more players, and you know, and things like that, and getting them more exposure on the podcast, using our platform to bring more awareness to the players and things like that, because there aren't too many platforms that's doing so. But we want to be one of those platforms that's for the players, by the players, and things like that. And we bring more awareness to you guys. So with that being said, anything you guys want to add?
I'm good.
Y'all
I'm
good?
good,
I
man.
don't think we're good.
Okay.
Nope.
All right, well, hey, make sure you guys keep it locked. We'll see you guys next week. Same bat time, same bat channel, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, Madden Underground, twitch.tv/Madden Underground. And you know how to find us on Facebook with those notifications. Hit that like, subscribe, wherever you may be watching. And we appreciate your viewership. Definitely thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.